A pro-abortion actress makes an accidental case for abstinence. Actress Alyssa Milano tweeted on Saturday, "Until women have legal control over our own bodies, we just cannot risk pregnancy. Join me by not having sex until we get bodily autonomy back. I'm calling for a sex strike. Pass it on." This so-called sex strike is a protest to Georgia's pro-life heartbeat bill being signed into law. Milano has been outspoken in her pro-abortion views and opposition to the pro-life law, even calling for a Hollywood boycott in the state of Georgia. Her suggestion of a sex strike was scoffed by many abortion advocates, but gained some unlikely support from pro-lifers. Here's how Live Action's Lila Rose responded. "I'm totally with you, Alyssa Milano, on not having sex. But the issue isn't reproductive rights. The issue is reproductive responsibilities and fidelity. No one should have sex until they're ready to embrace the privilege and responsibility of lifelong commitment and raising a child." Joining us now to discuss this is Cristina Barba, president and founder of the Culture Project, an initiative of young people set out to restore culture through the experience of virtue. Welcome to the show, Cristina.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. When you heard actress Alyssa Milano is calling for a sex strike in protest of Georgia's pro-life law, what was your reaction?
Well, I gotta say, ironically, Alyssa hit the nail on the head, at least in some aspects. I have to agree. It's like she accidentally stumbled upon this connection between our sexuality, that intimacy, and new life and babies. Obviously, I think there's a few things that are not fully connected there, but I think it's an interesting connection that she makes that a lot of the world doesn't even like to make.
Yeah. If you had to connect the dots yourself, what would you want to say to Alyssa?
Well, I'd want to say, Alyssa, sister, you are right on in wanting women to have bodily autonomy. Completely agree with that. And I think what she's actually searching for and longing for deep down inside is actually a call to chastity. And, you know, I know we've talked about these issues before, Catherine, but chastity and abstinence aren't even exactly the same thing here. And chastity is about a total yes, an integration of mind, body, soul of our sexuality. It's not negating it. It's not discounting it. It's actually owning it. And actually, each and every woman does have that right to own her body and that right to be a master of her own body. But there's a time and a place in which sexuality is meant to be shared and expressed. And I think it's sad that she has felt that she hasn't actually had that bodily autonomy until now, calling for a sex strike. The fact that she needs abortion to feel that she actually can have a mastery of her own body.
Cristina, then, in this day and age, how do you even begin to communicate the truth of chastity and abstinence to our culture and teach people that it's truly empowering?
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, it comes back to self-respect, dignity, value, worth. Actually valuing your own self, your own life, and others. And as Lila said, it's about this commitment, a lifelong commitment of fidelity, being open to new life, that in that context, sexuality is a great gift and not a burden, and not something that we need abortion's rights to support.
Tell us about your group, the Culture Project, and how you are teaching the good news of chastity to others.
Well, day in and day out, myself and a group of about 30 young adults across the country are living in community, making prayer commitments, and attempting to live lives of virtue, and inviting other young people to join us. The Chastity Message is one of the key parts of this. It's one of the integral pieces of this, owning and understanding our sexuality. We, on a daily basis, invite teens and young adults to realize that their life has purpose, dignity, value, that we were made out of love, that we're made for love, and that God has a plan for us. And that chastity is not meant to be an oppression or a slavery, but actually an opportunity to be free, to know who you are, and to make a gift of yourself. I think when it's only a theory, it's hard to understand that I could do this. But when you meet other young people that are maybe just a little bit older than you, living full, joyful lives, it kind of gives you like an image, and it makes you think, maybe I can try. Why not? Maybe I could have that freedom. Maybe I could have that joy.
Thank you for your joyful witness, Cristina Barba, president and founder of the Culture Project.
Thank you, Catherine.